What's
All right, I'll
up,
cut
boys?
out a little bit of this. So I did a poll on this channel asking what you guys would like to see, and most of you wanted to hear a couple other military stories from me. So that's what this is going to be. I'm just going to run down some stuff that I typically tell people, just because I find them the funny stuff. I think the funny stuff is honestly what I like to open up with, rather than like serious war stories.
Yeah. Fuck yeah.
Yeah. So, like, one of my go-to ones is the Sack-O-Lantern.
Hell yeah.
The Sack-O-Lantern and the Glowworm. So, when we took off in the gunship, like, we would have to drive to the op, transit, across country in Afghanistan or whatever, wherever, to get to our op. And, we'd be overhead the op for a while, but we would run out of gas and we would have to check off and go to an AR track and get, aerially refueled. And for us gunners and people in the Battle Management Center, there wasn't like a whole lot to do. In the Battle Management Center, those guys couldn't check off overhead and op. So, like, they were in there with the bright screens and we flew blacked out. And so when we checked off an op, that's when they took the opportunity to go back to the pisser in the back. And so they'd come out with night blindness. And that's when we would kind of like, ambush them.
Fucking A. And when you say ambush, elaborate.
So, like, they had to caddy corner around the 40 millimeter because, like, everything on the gunship is kind of really tightly packed in there.
Yeah.
And so there's like this little tiny path that you had to go around, and it went past the 40 millimeter.
From their scanner to where they're headed.
From the Battle Management Center, they had to come out of the Battle Management Center, hang a left, and go down the gun deck, and then go around the 40 millimeter past the 105 to get to the toilet. And so that would take them right past all the gunners hanging out on the back of the gun deck. Fucking gun deck goblins,
The gun deck goblins.
And so every now, this was earlier in my career because the Air Force started getting big on hazing, and so some of the shenanigans started dying out later in my career.
How long do you think this was in your career? Like, how many years in?
First and second deployment. After that, we kind of stopped doing this kind of stuff.
Yep. Okay.
But so we would post up on top of the 40 millimeter, in a squat, like a little bit of squatting position on top of the 40 millimeter loader, and we would pull down our pants, fucking, pull our dick off to one side and put a flashlight behind our balls, and we would wait for them to get about eye level because they're night blind. They don't really see us up there.
They're just feeling around like.
It got to the point where they got wise to it and they started using flashlights when they came out on the gun deck. Just to try to find us before we do stuff like this.
Trying to find you hidden in the shadows.
Where are the gunners? Where are the gunners?
Like a bunch of gargoyles.
But yeah, so we would wait and they would get fucking like right there next to our ball sack, and then we'd flash the flashlight behind it.
Sack-O-Lantern.
Sack-O-Lantern right in their face.
Oh, dude, that's fucking awesome. What was the best time you've ever got somebody? Like, what was the best one that you could remember? Like what was the absolute one that you're like, okay, this was the pinnacle of Sack-O-Lantern?
The best reaction to it was, this wasn't me doing the Sack-O-Lantern this time, but I was like right behind watching, and because I was waiting for it. And it was like a sensor operator had come out and gone down, that path
gone down
to the back of the gun
alley.
deck. Sack-O-Lantern alley. But that's where we had all the parachutes lined up, was this hallway. And so they were on these metal fucking hooks. And this guy fucking gets Sack-O-Lantern in the face, and like some of the parachutes were hung out a little bit lower. And so this guy backs up and he fucking like gets this fucking rod from this hook like straight up his ass crack. And so like he fucking jumps back and then jumps up.
He got sacked and fucking snapped in the ass. Oh shit, that's awesome. Shout out to whoever that is. He knows. Oh.
He got goosed by a parachute cord or a parachute
sacked
hanger.
and then goosed.
Sacked and goosed.
Oh shit. Iceman. Goose and Iceman.
And the other one is the glowworm is our AFE guys. They would give us chem nightsticks to hang up along the gun deck because we were flying blacked out. But we needed a little bit of ambient light sometimes back there, just how dark it was. And so we'd hang these up on like, we'd hang these up on like 550 cord, strewn up like on like the top of the gun deck.
Yeah.
But we would take some of the extras sometimes if we were on a boring op, and we'd cut them open, and we would, take out the liquid, rub them rub them onto our dick, and get the glow in the dark dick.
Oh my god, and, the glowworm.
And if it was, over a boring op, we would get right up there, like at the front door to the battle management center, and the sensors are like focused on like what's going on their screen, like trying to scan and everything. But we would be like right on the peripheral of their vision on the outside of it, fucking like doing the helicopter with glowworm dick.
They're like, what the fuck? Get out of here.
They're like we're listening in. They're trying to pass their information to the FOCO and the nav so they can pass it, and they're like trying to ignore the fact that there's a swinging dick that's glowing.
They fucking run out. They're like, God damn it, man, and then they get sacked. Fucking hit them with the 1-2 punch. That's fucking awesome. They fucking clearly see it going on in their periph, and they're just like, I got important shit to do.
It was a lot of that kind of stuff. Like, there was a time that somebody's like, hey man, my ball looks like a grapefruit.
What the fuck? Was it swole?
Yeah. So...
Did he have a twisted testy?
This guy was this was a league gun, and I was scabbing on his crew, which scabbing is just like one of the gunners had gone to NIF, wasn't able to fly, and so they would take a gunner from one of the crews that wasn't flying that day and put them on theirs.
Yeah.
And he just opens up with, like, yeah man, I got a big old fucking ball.
Was this like this is how he was born? Like
apparently.
Or he just got like a fucking tumor in his nutsack. Like
this is the same guy that let me smoke on the gun deck while we were flying.
Oh,
like a cigarette one time.
Oh,
like,
shit.
Yeah, I got to smoke a cigarette out of the 105 tube.
Oh, dude.
While we were flying. And that's against Air Force regulations, so that didn't happen, YouTube subscribers. Well, a lot of what I'm talking about right now is against Air Force policy.
This is all
made up. Yeah, completely made up. This never happened.
Hell yeah.
But yeah, he's like, I was like, oh, that's weird. And he's like, you want to see it? And I'm like,
honestly, yeah.
Go ahead and show me. And he wasn't lying, dude. This thing was like my bald fist. Like he fucking like zipped his fucking pants down and fucking just.
Wow. What? And you said, I think you've told me about this guy.
Popped his grapefruit nut out.
Looked little as shit, right?
Yeah. Like it was obvious that like there was like a big nut and then just like a regular sized ball on the other side.
Dude, did you ask him if it was fucking painful or something? Like, Jesus Christ.
Yeah, I did. And he was like, no, not particularly. And he's like, I've had it checked out by doctors and they say there's nothing wrong with it. Dude, and this guy has kids, so...
Yeah, I guess it's working good. He fucking shoots and probably enormous loads.
You're fucking shooting super sperm out of that big old nut.
Yeah, like you guys are fucking shooting... Normal people are shooting 40s. He's shooting 105 loads, like, basically. Damn, bro. Shout out to him, too. Jesus Christ. Oh, one nut. Holy shit.
Now, this isn't my story, but I love telling it.
Hell yeah.
This actually happened before I think I even came in the military. Or it might have been when I was just in. And it's, we called it the Rocket Man story. Or we called it the Rocket Man.
I don't even think I've heard
incident or whatever.
I'm excited.
So, and we had the video saved, like, on the Giant or Nipper drives or somewhere, like, in Tactics. And so they'd show this video off there. And it was this guy running across the fucking ridge line, and the gunship is shooting behind this dude, and missing him. And a piece of fucking shrapnel off the 40 millimeter enters the flash tube of this RPG on this dude's back. And it sets off the flash tube, and this guy, like, fucking, like, fucking...
What? You guys saw this?
I saw the video of this, yeah.
Holy shit.
And this guy fucking goes flying like fucking 40 feet. Probably not like super like it's not like he got like super air off of it. He just went like,
Oh, dude.
and he fucking hits the ground, tumbles, and like, it's fucking funny how like he just pops up out of this big roll, and it's like you can kind of tell he's like trying to figure out what the fuck happened, and then like right afterwards, fucking like a 105 just smacks right onto him. Just
Shit. That would be epic footage to see.
well, the video was actually dubbed over with the song Rocket Man. Rocket Man.
We're going flying over here.
Fucking so you're hearing Elton John fucking as this whole video goes.
He said, I'm burning up my fuse up here alone. Dude, that's fucking awesome. I've never heard that one, dude. That's funny as shit.
I don't tell it that much because it's like not my story,
Yeah.
but it's something funny that happened.
That is fucking
but they did that a lot where they would dub like our intel guys
Yeah.
at the end of a deployment sometimes would make like a cameo of all the best shoots
Yeah.
into like a collage of fucking gunship shoots.
Oh.
And so you're watching your own shoots plus the other crew's shoots
Yeah.
dubbed over, sometimes with like really shitty rock music.
Oh my god.
Like, I believe, yeah, there's one time where they dubbed it over with the bullet with my name on it. Or something like that.
Bullet with my name. I don't know that song.
Which is kind of funny because on my last trip, I went to Kuwait flying OIR and Operation Inherent Resolve missions against ISIS. And when we first got there, our SEER dudes told us, like, if you go down, there's probably not a good chance of rescuing you, depending on where you go down at.
Whoa.
So the best thing to do would be to just set aside one bullet for yourself, and then try to take out as many as you can. I know you guys aren't like special forces or fucking, infantry. Just try to take out some and then fucking save one for yourself.
Jesus. That would be some shit to hear, dude. Fucking A, man. I got
But
a
it was
bullet
so
with my name on it.
Yeah, and that's what I was going to say. Is like one of the dudes, I'll call him Monster.
Okay.
That's one of his nicknames. Monster was rolling around fucking like for a couple days singing, I got a bullet with my name on it. Bullet with my name. And this dude actually took a fucking grease pencil and wrote M on his fucking bullet.
Fuck.
So fucked. I was like, man, that's morbid as
That
shit,
is
but
so
funny.
fucking morbid. Also, how does a motherfucker in the military get a name like Monster? That's a motherfucker you don't want to fuck with, dude. Unless it was an
He was
ironic name.
he was a big dude.
Yeah.
He was a big dude.
Yeah, dude, to be nicknamed Monster in the military, that's like being nicknamed like Tiny in like football.
Like fucking fucking Hulk or some
yeah,
shit.
fucking like this dude's just a fucking beast. That's fucking wild, dude. Yeah, that is super wild. He literally had a bullet with his name on it.
Because there were gunship chicks
Yeah.
that would actually fucking record their fucking kills in a notebook.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Are they?
Which
I feel like those people would be lifers in the military. Those type of people.
I feel like those people would have lifetime of fucking therapy afterwards.
Yeah, like, yeah. Fuck. That's a little dark.
Yeah.
But I mean, to each his own.
They're fucking there in the they're in the fucking like the dark room, just fucking like fucking keeping tallies on their arms or some
Oh
shit.
my god, with like, yeah, like on their thigh, just on their fucking thigh, they got like, dude, that's pretty dark. Shit. Yeah. I don't know. Everybody copes differently, right?
I think it's just the nature of that job that things get kind of dark.
Yeah. Well, yeah, of course, man. Your job title was literally gunner. You know? Shit.
I think one of my favorite stories also paints me a little bit like a douchebag, but I
Nice.
honestly I fucking love it.
Nice.
So this was my fourth trip, I think, and this was up at Bagram Air Force Base in Afghanistan. And I came into what we call the JOC, the JTOC, the Joint Operations Center.
Yeah.
It's where we had, our like gunships. We had our like plans crews and, our leadership, our deployed leadership there.
Uh-huh.
And, had computers to fucking, send emails and take care of stuff.
Yeah.
As well as like a briefing room. And I walk in there and there's like this big square table and we had like a kind of like a little tiny like I don't think you'd call it a hallway, but it was where it was like you put your book bags and your flight bag and stuff like that.
Almost like a little corridor or like a fucking cubby type thing.
Yeah, cubby. That's what I was looking for. So it was a cubby where we had like my backpacks, and I was coming in to throw in like beef jerky that I'd gotten from like a care package into my backpack for the next flight. And there's this colonel there, and all of the fucking gunship guys that are there like fucking like, you know, gathered around him like superstars, like fucking starstruck.
Yeah.
And so like that interests me enough that like I put the beef jerky in my backpack, and then I'm just hanging out in the cubby, kind of like I'm like 15 feet away from him, and I'm just kind of like listening to, because he's telling some interesting stories. I can't remember any of them now, but you'll see why. So he gets finished up with one of his stories, and you know you can tell like everyone's riveted, and he looks into his fucking little like paper coffee cup, you know, and then he's like, he looks around to everyone in the group, and then he looks over to where I am, like I'm the farthest one away. Everyone else is like 2 feet from this guy, and like I'm all the way in the cubby, and he looks over and he fucking holds the coffee cup out, and he looks at me and he goes, "Coffee."
What did
He doesn't say please.
What'd
He
you
doesn't
do?
say, "Hey, can you give me coffee?" I said, "No thanks, I don't drink coffee," and I walked out.
Ha! My man! That doesn't make you look like a douche. That makes that idiot look like a douche. That makes you look fucking witty and fucking like, fuck you, guy. Hey, how about you suck my dick before I toss it?
Well, that's not how the military operates.
Yeah.
But the thing is, I played it off like I was being dumb.
Yeah.
And if you're gonna do something like that, you don't be like, "Oh fuck you, I'm not gonna get your coffee." You look like you're an idiot.
Yeah. Well, yeah. You can't like just be slick like that. But that was fucking, dude, that's fucking spot on genius right there. That's so dope that you even did that. That's so cool, dude.
But I did get in trouble. I didn't get in the kind of trouble that you would like get for like being like, "Fuck you, I'm not getting your coffee." Fucking Colonel, Green Beret. He was a Green Beret Colonel. I forgot to mention that.
Oh shit! Maybe I would have got him some coffee and break me, kill me with my own arm or some shit, rip my arm.
Not in our house.
Yeah.
Not in our house. I'm not the coffee bitch.
Yeah.
But no, if he had said please, I would have gotten him the coffee. You know, it's not a big deal.
This guy has a big head.
But you know, I was raised in the South where you say please.
Yeah, motherfucker. Shit. I don't give a fuck.
I don't care about your rank. You know.
Yeah.
Fucking common courtesy.
Fuck yeah.
But so I actually got in trouble for this, and they made me like mop and sweep and fucking, you know, do all the bitch tasks for like a week, and they also gave me this the monkey.
The monkey.
Yeah. So the monkey it was a 3-legged monkey. It was a stuffed monkey where they had cut the leg off of another stuffed monkey and sewn it in between the other 2 legs to make it look like this monkey had a penis.
Oh.
And so you would have to carry this in like your fucking, you know, your pocket on your leg or in your cargo pockets, and they would monkey check you. Like, you got your monkey?
What?
So, and you have to carry this monkey until someone else got in trouble, then they would get the monkey.
Okay. How long do you have the monkey for?
Till someone else gets in trouble. So
No,
it could be like fucking weeks.
Do you remember how long you had it for?
I had it for about 2 weeks.
Damn.
That's how long it took for somebody else to get in trouble.
Fuck. They monkey.
And so, like, when they monkey check you, you had to pull the monkey out and fucking throw it at the fucking wall because it had, like, the little box in there that you could, like, when you hit it, it went like, ah!
Yeah. And you just fucking whip it against the wall?
Just whip it against the wall, throw it against the ground, and then, you know, they'll obviously be like, okay, cool, and they just walk away.
Sounds like you guys have too much fucking time on your hands.
Well, yeah, you have to entertain yourself.
I'm just kidding. Fucking A, man.
But I'm glad I wasn't the other crew. I would take the monkey, but because the other crew, they made you carry a big fucking like can of fucking pudding, like the fucking like a pound of pudding, a big fucking like
an MR,
10 can.
Whatever. Like
Yeah. Like, so that guy literally had to just have a can of fucking. He had to carry pudding around, and you can't put that shit in your cargo pocket. This guy just walking around into the fucking briefing with a fucking...
Just lugging a fucking gallon of pudding. Oh, shit. Yeah, I'd rather have the monkey, too. At least you could just stuff it in your pocket.
I had a trip where we didn't shoot for almost the entire trip. I had two trips like that, but this is my third one, I think.
Yeah.
and all the other crews had gotten to shoot like a week in, and so we were the only one. And I can say the call sign. We were Hammer 44.
Is there a reason you're allowed to say the call sign now? Like you can comfortably say
I can say the call sign now because New York Times, after the Helmand Hospital shoot, that created a huge controversy for us because it was the international news of the Doctors Without Borders incident, and the New York Times or one of those big newspapers had gotten a hold of like our call sign and kind of like torched it.
Yeah.
Basically.
Yeah, you can't use it anymore.
Couldn't use it anymore. Mm-hmm. And so we changed to another call sign that I won't say because we're still using it.
Nice. It's very intriguing.
But
very intriguing.
So after a couple weeks of being there, we're going out to the flight line. I was like, we're all fucking bitching and moaning. It's like, this is the fucking most uninteresting trip. And I was like, we're all riffing on it, and I'm like, dude, we don't fly fucking gunships. We fly friendships.
Oh, nice, dude. Where do you come up with this shit?
And for whatever reason, that had some staying power, and that joke got repeated a couple times until it got back to the other crews. And so, lo and behold, a couple days later on our board, Hammer was erased, and it said Friendship 44 on there.
Nice.
And then somebody else came along, and they erased it, and they said Peace 44, And then fucking crews were coming by, fucking drawing like puppies and fucking peace signs. And then like make love not war.
Oh,
Peace 44.
Funny as fuck. Make love not war. That's so fucking Vietnam.
I wish that crew we had made a fucking like a crew patch.
Yeah.
Because it would have been funny to have like a fucking peace patch.
Yeah.
As a gunship crew.
A peace. Oh shit. Hell yeah. That's fucking rad, dude. I like that. I've never heard
That's actually the second crew that I had a hand in creating the name for. Because we would do crew names.
Yeah.
The other crew that I made a name for was, and usually you wait on the crew name, but for whatever reason, my lead gun on my second deployment was like, hey, we were doing another tail swap going into country, and he's like, so we need to think of a crew name. And I'm like, we haven't even fucking started yet. Why were we gonna think of a crew name now? But he's like, yeah, well, you guys got any ideas? And I'm like, Day Devils. And he's like, ooh, Day Devils? That sounds like it could be changed to Gay Devils, don't you think?
Yeah.
And the reason I went with Day Devils is because that was going to be our first gunship trip that we flew during the daytime dedicated. And I was like, okay, fine, you don't like that. What about Dawn Devils? And that's what ended up sticking is we became, I won't say the name, but we became BDD. Uh-huh. Our aircraft commander's name started with a B, and then we were the Dawn Devils.
Nice. Dude, it sounds like you fucking came up with a lot of shit that people, like, stuck to, man.
Occasionally.
It's fucking
but,
rad. That's the
as much as I came up with stuff, there was other people, like, like I say, yeah, brother. I say that. Like, obviously that's, like, taken from, like, Macho Man Randy Savage.
Yeah, brother.
But there was a guy on my second trip that I worked out with, or my first trip, actually. And dude, he talked like that. He talked like Macho Man Randy Savage like all the time. And he was like, if he was like hyping you up, he was like, yeah, brother, yeah,
Nice.
yeah, and
and that's fucking dope. He sounds like a trip.
and so like that's why I've always been like, why I say yeah, brother now is because of that dude. Like as much as like some of the stuff I said caught on, like there's so much more that those dudes like inspired me like on stuff to say like. I stole from them. There was this guy who always would say, "Oh yeah, she had big clit and outside ovaries."
AKA a dick and balls.
And so, like, I love saying that now.
That's
She
funny.
got big clit and outside ovaries.
That's fucking funny, man. She got big. Oh man.
But I think that's enough material for like this first segue into the video. it's not a whole lot of war stories, but it's some of the funny stuff that I like talking about.
Hell yeah. Well,
So if you ended up liking this, drop a comment, ask me for some more.
Yeah.
Otherwise, I'm probably going to do some different stuff.
fuck yeah. Dude, that was awesome, man. Is that it?